I am Caitlin Steffen, and I want to bring you a word today. And it's kind of just going to be a free flow. I was going to go live, but I worked all day today, you guys, so I am exhausted. But I was going through some of your guys' comments, and thank you all to all my new subs. We're up to 1K. I can't believe it. Praise God. But anyways, we're going to talk about lame stalkers. You know I'm talking about gang stalkers, but we're going to call them lame stalkers. And how do I even have the courage to even do that? Because I myself know exactly what that feels like. But once you learn the meaning behind it, and this is going to help somebody, be released from that fear or that paranoia. Because look, at the end of the day, the Most High has all the say so. Okay, so I need to go into some of my testimony, you guys, just to be able to feed some of your guys' spirits. But like, it's so broad, like I don't even know where God wants me to start. Does he want me to start from the very beginning? Does he want me to start when I was gangstalked and had to learn this revelation? Well, when I first started realizing it, because it's when I sporadically left. I didn't tell anybody I was leaving. I just left. I had been planning leaving. I just didn't know where or how. Like, I've been saving money, right, for like 3 years. And when it was time, God took me out, right? It wasn't my idea. It wasn't my location, none of that. But during that time, I thought, am I being followed? Like, I was driving down like 75 South forever. And it seemed like and I'm like, no, why the hell would people be following me? Who am I? You know what I mean? Like, I'm being delulu. It's what I thought. So I didn't pay it no mind, but I felt my discernment was telling me what was up. So we would stop at like rest stops and stuff, right? And you guys, when I'm telling you the spiritual attacks that was coming up against me to try to scare me to go turn around and go home, like I had a blowout in the moving truck, and I had my car on the back on a 4-wheel trailer. Like, everything I owned was on this uninsured Penske wagon, right? So I had a blowout, and everything was fine. I know how to handle stuff like that under pressure, thanks to just all the trauma I've endured, right? So your trauma can be turned for your good. God always uses all the bad in your life for your good, but it takes you to see that for it to be that, right? But the lame stalkers, all right. So I thought, yeah, whatever. I'm being lulu. You know what I mean? Just, you're being lulu again. There ain't nobody following you, weird. You know what I mean? It's weird. I'm not doing anything wrong. I don't know why would anybody be worried about what the hell I was doing. Little did I know that they knew who I was before I did. And who am I? I know very good well why I have been targeted. And I guess it's like an aura they see, or your ability to have a higher vibration, all right? But I do know if we can vibrate so high where we're like, we know our authority, we don't care about the lame stalkers anymore. The lame stalkers can lame all they want, and they can follow you and take pictures of you and camcorder you all they want. I went to Applebee's last night for New Year's, and there was somebody filming me, and I turned around and I went, hey. Because I know I've been through it. I've been through too much. I've caught people red-handed, like, to the point where I've made police reports, right? Because I was in San Antonio, Texas, and it was my neighbor doing it, and it was a female. So I'm like, because at first I thought maybe it was a perv, something like that. It was a female, right? But I don't know if she was affiliated with like the lame stalkers, or if she was just being weird, like low key on her own. I'm not sure. But it was working out for my favor. It was showing me that how different I was, right? Because I really didn't think about it. I never thought much of myself. I never thought highly of myself, right? And I think that's the whole reason why God chooses certain people, like with that heart and that strength, that warrior spirit that you have too, and to be able to protect your heart and fight through all the bullshit that we have been targeted to close it, right? So when the lame stalkers are stalking you, you need to know that you should not give a damn. You know why? Because they don't have authority over you, my friend. You have dominion. If you are born again, you have dominion. That means they shouldn't be moving you out of your posture. None whatsoever. In fact, test them, because that's what they're doing with you. Test them. And when I was in the wilderness, right, I was all over the place for God, right? And I ended up in Florida. And this was weird because they followed me from San Antonio to Florida too. And These are things you don't talk about to those around you, or they will make you feel like you are losing it. So keep it to yourself and know that you know you're not alone. And yeah, you are special. And yeah, you are set apart. And yeah, you do have a calling on your life. And I don't care if it's one person you're attached to or a million. That right there is important to God. You see what I'm saying? It's important to you. You have that genuine, like, you want to help people, right? You didn't get that from nowhere. Like, it definitely ain't trending. So when the lame stalkers are this is when I realized that they were working for God. It was one night, it was like 2 a.m, and I had just got there. I was scared, guys, because it was in the ghetto town of Florida. But I had been moving with God for so long, like a year and a half by that point. I trusted him, right? I trusted everywhere I was going divinely. But one night I woke up out of a dead sleep, and I was tired because I just did all that moving. I woke up out of a dead sleep, and I didn't even think about it. It wasn't like go out. It wasn't a thought saying go outside or anything like that. But I went outside, right, in this apartment complex that I was staying in. And I walked to the end of the sidewalk, and I look. And this happened twice. I'm going to tell you the first time so I don't get, confused. And the first time it happened, it was, I don't know if he was a gang stalker or what, but it was my intuition. It was somebody standing by the moving truck, like, that had all my stuff in it, which, I was like, big deal. But I looked at him, gave him that, I smell you type deal. But when the second time this happened, all right, which was really weird, and this is the one that I think is connected to the lame stalkers as far as the organization goes, or the way they are not human. I'm not really sure, guys. We're still figuring it out. But it was the same scenario. I think it was like 3 a.m. I woke up and I go out the same door, the same end of the sidewalk, right where the steps was, and I look. Nobody was out there this time, and I look and I'm staring at this car. And you guys, there's a parking lot full of cars, and I'm staring at this car. I knew there was somebody in that car and targeting me, right? They were like almost calling me out there. So, and I'm staring at it, and I'm like, I'm not budging, because I know I'm right on this, right? And what happens is they hit the first thing, they turn their lights on, and I'm like, holy shit, I wasn't wrong. Like, there was somebody sitting in that car. Not only do they turn their lights on, but they pull out, and they point them right towards me, right? And I'm still staring at them like, I'm not scared of you. You bow down. Don't matter. And then they hit their brake lights. 1, 2, 3. Because I was thinking it could have been a coincidence, but we know coincidences don't happen in this hour. They hit them 3 times, and then they left. And so I go back in, and I'm laying down, and I'm thinking about this hardcore. And I'm like, maybe that was just strengthening my intuition. Maybe they were working for God and seeing if I was getting it enough to where I could actually wake up and be pulled out there by telepathy or something like that. We don't know. But don't let the lame stalkers get you in that state of paranoia, because that's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to look mad. And they, like, because if you're telling so many people about this, they're going to think you're a delulu. And we're not playing that game, because you are not. How do you know? Because you test out the quality of your life. Don't let the rabbit hole go so deep where it's tearing your life apart and you don't know who you are anymore. You should be excelling with this stuff. Not, of course we have it's ups and downs, right? There's valleys, crevices, all kinds of ups and downs. But at the end of the day, but we get so used to swinging that battle axe, and like we're in the middle of every moment of it, that we don't pause for a minute and look at the quality of how much we've grown, how much things have fallen off of our lives that we've asked God to help us with. But you have to work it. You have to put in the work, because nobody's coming to save you. A lot of people can say Jesus is coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save you from you. You have to be the one to go within and study the commands of Christ, and then you can start practicing that and utilizing that in your everyday life. That's when the transformation process takes place. Scripture tells us, be renewed by the transformation of your mind, right? As a man thinketh in his heart, so he shall be. So be who you want to be, whether you look like the part or not. You could be broke, joke, and listen, you know how to make somebody's junk look like treasure. So do that. Do whatever you got to do to be as though it were, okay? because you have a higher version of yourself that is calling for higher, or you wouldn't even be hearing this message, especially lasting this long through it. So if you are being lame stalked, just say, I see you, but you're not moving me. They'll get you in the grocery. They'll try to move your frequency. And what do I mean by frequency? I mean your emotions. They'll try to get you to do all kinds of weird stuff that isn't you. But when you know you have dominion over these cracks heads, they won't move you anymore. And they might live next door to you. It doesn't matter. Let them film you. You're not doing anything wrong. You're a child of the Most High. And you are here to do what you're supposed to. And that's beat opposition. Yeah. And if they can keep you in that state of paranoia, how are you ever going to step into your calling and take back your turf? Because that's what we're doing. There is no more why me. It's going to be try me. No more pity me. It's going to be victory in the mighty name of Christ. Okay? I love you guys. I hope this was able to help. Don't mind the lame stalkers. That's what we're calling them anymore, because I can't even give them that credit. Who does that? Weirdos. You know what I mean? Let them be weird. They do it. And then when I was in Texas, that's when I really noticed it. And it did scare. It scared the hell out of me at first. Because this is high up stuff. High up stuff. You know what I mean? And a lot of saints end up in jail wrongfully accused and just crazy things. So make sure you're keeping your vehicle locked. I've had my tires slashed. And I was in a new territory. I haven't done nothing wrong to nobody. I didn't know anybody. And they were targeting me, right? But I didn't thanks to God, if I wouldn't have had the strength to lean on him, I would have been scared shitless, because I didn't have nobody, which I never had no solid support anyway. So I guess that's kind of helped too. But keep your vehicles locked up. Don't be so trusting that you still can't have shortcomings that are ignorant. Like, you know what I mean? Keep your doors locked. Keep your house locked. Keep your mouth shut. If people don't know what you're talking about, then don't talk about it with them, because that's going to make you question your sanity. They have played that crazy card on us way too long. It don't work no more. So don't let the lame stalkers freak you out and move you out of posture. Know that if they're following you, big deal. You already have been chipped, more than likely. And I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm being legit. You even having your phone on you, they know who you are. You have a Facebook, they know who you are. They know your birthday. They 9 times out of 10 know your work. They know if they really were sent to hurt you and had the approval to, they would have already taken you out. So don't worry if they know where you live or if they're following you home. Who cares? What are they going to do? They have to get approval through the judge, and the judge ain't going to let nothing happen to you, because you're the equalizer. You're bringing balance back to this crazy nut ward, insane asylum we live in. All right? So I love you guys, man. Stay prayed up and stay up. And peace and blessings. And to all those you have financially supported me through this journey, I really appreciate it. If it wasn't for some of you guys, I wouldn't have made it this far. And that helped me help other people. And I know that through testimonies that I received through emails and things like that. So your obedience helps other people help other people. That's why I always say people that target people trying to talk about God because they may be not as advanced or this or that, they don't listen to them kind of people, because you are attached to so many other lives. And if they knew that and really could comprehend that, they'd keep their little mouth off of you. Okay? Because I never felt like I always knew I was intelligent. I always knew I had something to offer, but nobody else wanted me to know, or they, acted like they didn't hear me on purpose. But it's okay, because I got people like you that are solid and awoke, and that's what we're gonna do. We are continuing to evolve, and we're taking back our turf. That's all it is, and that's why you're being lame stalked. Love you guys. Stay up.